Hi, and thank you for joining me for the first ever video of Alt Cultured, which is essentially um, looking at life and cultures through a different lens of actually really just exploring them and partaking of them. Be anything from fashion to art, design, typography, even that. Just what excites people, what really makes people interesting as well, where they want to explore. It could be film, writing, anything. So it's pretty cool. Essentially, I'm gonna go on a journey, and I want to take you guys with me. Hopefully, it'll be something cool. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be boring, but hopefully, it'll be something interesting. So yeah, it'll be fun. I went to the Rose Bowl Flea Market today, which is a beautiful, awesome, cool place to be. Um, I highly recommend going to it if you're from out of town, or even if you're from in town. I've met people here who's never even been to it. They've lived their whole life in Los Angeles, but they've never been to the Rose Bowl Flea Market, which is amazing. It's an amazing place. Um, it is a place you can spend all day at easily. It's every second Sunday of every month, and it's open rain or shine, which rarely rains. It very rarely rains in Los Angeles, so it's usually shine. It is open from 9 a.m. to 4:30, I believe. Don't quote me on the exact time. Check out the website, I guess. I guess I could put a link somewhere here for the website for the Rose Bowl Flea Market. It's a cool place. Get there around 9 o'clock so you can beat the parking, beat a lot of the foot traffic. You have a better chance of buying the stuff you want to buy there at that time. It's not as hot. The cool thing is it only costs $8 to enter the Rose Bowl Flea Market. And if you overpay it, like say you give them a $10 bill for $8, they'll give you change. But instead of normal change, they give you $2 bills, which is awesome because these are like the unicorn of currency. Because like every time I see one, I always think that's so cool that you can see the sign in the Declaration of Independence on the back of something. I think this is probably one of the most beautiful forms of American currency that's really kind of underappreciated. But yeah, the Rose Bowl Flea Market's a great place. It's sectioned off into different areas. In a certain area, there's nothing but clothing. So it could be vintage clothes, handmade clothes, brand new clothes. I've seen some booths had clothes that were made in America specifically is what they wanted to sell. They were actually pretty affordable, like $40 for a shirt. That's not bad at all for an American-made shirt. It's actually made, I believe, in Hermosa Beach here in California. So it wasn't charging bad prices at all for stuff like that. Some people will charge crazy prices there. So if you're looking for something specific, be prepared to pay a lot of money for it unless you know how to haggle. Oh, that's another good tip too. Make sure you bring some cash. I set a max usually around $100 or $200, which sounds crazy to carry that to a flea market, but I usually don't spend anywhere near that ever. I usually actually end up with a bunch of money in my pocket afterwards. The only reason is because I'm pretty thrifty, I guess, with my expenditures. I don't like to overspend that much money. I guess I'm cheap. I'm a cheap person. I am a cheap person. Let's just admit that. I like quality. I always like quality. You can find all kinds of cool stuff there. Like I said, they have a section full of clothes, so it's like cut-off denim shorts. There's some vendors that just sell nothing but cut-off denim shorts. So ladies or guys, if you want to show a little bit of leg, go there and get some cut-off denim shorts. Some vendors, there's a vendor who sells nothing but like graphic tees for rock and roll, old bands and stuff like that. There are some people who sell, for example, this one guy, he came from Japan specifically to go to the Rose Bowl Flea Market because he knows it's a big market here. He sells old Japanese indigo washed things, which if you know anything about indigo washed anything, especially Japanese denim or cotton or anything like that, is very, very high quality stuff. He had some old kendo shirts. He had, not shirts, more like a robe, I guess, like a kimono kind of thing. He had he had a ton of Japanese chore jackets, which are really cool jackets. I'm actually kind of wearing something like that. This is the American version of a chore jacket. His chore jacket's around, I think, $60 or something like that. It wasn't bad, honestly, because it's very thick cotton, very denim-like cotton. Yeah, it was very good quality stuff. The kendo jackets or robes, you could wear it as a robe. You could wear it to just look like a badass. You could just do that all day. It's pretty cool. No one will mess with you. Trust me. No one will mess with you. Even if they try to mess with you, they couldn't punch through the denim. He had old, very old 1950s Levi's and stuff like that. So old that it actually had the adjustable buckle on the back for the waist. So it was kind of cool to see those. Each vendor will have their own sort of style and attitude to different things. They'll sell. It's really cool. It's like walking into a different store almost, because a lot of them set little storefronts and stuff. So one person was selling shrunken skulls, beetles, and all kinds of random insects and stuff encased in like, I guess, acrylic or whatever material they would have used for that. They have furniture there, which you wouldn't expect at a flea market of this size. But they have some really nice furniture. Some most of it is usually typically around mid-century, because that's obviously the hot thing to buy now is mid-century. So there's a lot of mid-century furniture there. But you can find some older stuff every now and then. A lot of signs, street signs, stuff like that, gas station signs. Some record players, some really big wooden record players. They had a lot of hi-fi systems and stuff. You can buy records there. You can buy so much stuff there. If you wanted to, you could literally blow all of your money very easily there. There's a food area, like a little food court that has like different vendors and stuff to sell food. So if you forgot to bring lunch or whatever, I mean, because it's cool, you can pack lunch and bring it to the Rose Bowl, which is nice. You'd be able to eat there for free if you wanted to. They had tacos, a lot of tacos in California, fish tacos. I had a chicken teriyaki bowl, which is pretty good. I mean, the prices are a little high, but if you're hungry, you gotta eat. There's just one stand that sells fresh squeezed juices. Like my friend had a lime, cilantro, and cucumber, I think, drink is what it was, and it was amazing. It's at least cool to go to the Rose Bowl Flea Market to be able to go people watch, because it's interesting to see what people wear. I mean, as far as style and culture goes, it's a pretty strong indicator of who we are as people. It's part of the culture, I guess, of the flea market to really haggle with people and really just bring the prices down and stuff. I'll go over some of the stuff I bought today, so that way you have a chance to get an idea for roughly what the price ranges are as things. But like I said, some vendors will charge a lot of money for certain stuff, so you really have to know what you're looking at, and then you really have to know how to probably negotiate with this vendor. So you have to really be a good people reader to see if they'll come down in price at all or not. So this bag to the right of me right here is actually, I bought this when I was in college. I went to school one day and it was raining and destroyed every single textbook in my backpack. And you know, in college, your textbooks are like $400 or $500, and you only use them once or twice, but you still need them for certain things, and it aggravated the crap out of me. So I went online and bought this old, I think it's Swiss or Swedish, I'm not exactly sure what it was. I think it's Swiss, but rubberized canvas rucksack, which is, I mean, honestly, if you ever find this on the market, I highly recommend it. It's got a good little lumbar support system here. It's made of leather. All the straps and stuff are leather, and like, it's really good quality. It's lasted me a very long time, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna last probably outlast me. It's really great. It's spacious. I use it for my soccer bag now, because whenever it does rain in California, it's nice to have something that keeps your stuff safe. So yeah, I highly recommend it. I think it paid $30 or something like that for it, but now you find these online for $100 or something like that. I would not try to pay $100 or something for it. Maybe get it down to $80 or something like that, because like I said, this thing lasts forever. But yeah, here's some stuff I bought today. Oh yeah, just speaking of just random stuff you'll find there, this is a they were selling a Bernie t-shirt, so I guess you know who I'm voting for. This is kind of cool. Cool little cooking utensil here. So I bought this from a guy. Like I said, you can find pretty much anything there. This is like sort of like a peeler. This is, you'd use this julienne things, and this is the peeler here itself, and stainless steel. But you can use all this stuff to make like a zucchini pasta sort of stuff. You can julienne it up and make little strands of things. $21 is what I bought this for, which is a pretty good price, to be honest, because you could walk into a department store, you'd buy one of these by itself, about $10, and it'd be made out of plastic or something like that. So it's not bad, honestly. It's really not a bad price point he had it at. He said he sells them usually around for $45 or something like that, which I probably don't believe too often because I'm sure it's just a sales tactic saying like it's something very expensive, but it's really not. It's really interesting if they see things, people being innovative and trying to make their own product and stuff and selling out in public. So I like to support stuff like that. Whenever I make the zucchini spaghetti or pasta or anything like that, because I like to cook a lot, probably do like a little demonstration video of that and maybe a little blind taste test for somebody who's never had it before. I didn't buy too much today, like I said, but what I did buy was there's this cool little varsity jacket that says Lexington on it, which the reason why I bought that specifically is because I grew up in Kentucky, which has a city called Lexington. I guess pretty much every state has probably at least a Lexington street anyway, but a little nostalgia for me. It says Lexington High School director on it, so it's a marching band, sort of varsity jacket thing. I guess this is like felt wool or something like that, but it's pretty. I mean, it's decent condition. It's not obviously super great in any means. It's not like something I'm like, oh, this is brand new. This is whatever. I kind of like how beat up it is because you can see like sleeves are all like worn out and stuff like that. I kind of like the beat up quality of it. The guy was trying to charge, I think, $25 for it, but I took him down to $20 because, of course, I wanted to have a decent deal on it. I knew he didn't really not want to sell it, and I usually pay a little bit less just because it makes me feel a little bit better, but also I want to make sure that the vendor keeps coming back because I like to support these guys. Because if they have something I like, I want them to come back again. So I'm going to give them a little bit more money. So $20 was a fair price point, I felt like, for that. Actually, this one I'm wearing right now is actually from there today. This is I believe it's Korean War era is what it is, based on obviously seeing the Korean characters right there, written right there, and here on the name patch. So it's a pretty cool looking jacket. It's got all these little small details. You see like right here, you can see like the numbers sewn into the jacket itself. These little buttons and stuff. It's actually really interesting to see how like this is so used that they actually took metal staples, is what it feels like, and actually put the button back on that way because they must have fallen off so many times. It's pretty worn down, but I like things with a lot of character on it because it has a lot of history to it, and it shows someone's really used this and trying, this served its purpose, and it's still serving its purpose now. It just shows the quality of how nice finished things really are. What I found kind of interesting is this little flap right here. So I guess you could actually take this flap right here and button this into that and actually have your jacket still open, looking kind of cool, yet the cold air won't get to your neck. So it's kind of an interesting little thing that's on here. Yeah, I'll probably go through and like replace all those metal things and fix them with actual threads. That way I don't get tetanus, because tetanus would be pretty bad. The guy sells watches, really nice watches and stuff. He has like Elgins and Waltham pocket watches and stuff. He also sells Omegas, or Omega, if you're James Bond. Daniel Craig can sell Omega. Some Rolexes and things. So it's interesting to see what he had. But he was also selling watch straps, which I actually needed a watch strap for a watch I have, because the watch strap is huge for my dainty little wrist that I have. But it's an old Hamilton, Illinois mechanical watch. It's got raised numbers and stuff on it. I mean, I didn't buy this at the flea market itself, but I got this on eBay. But as you can see, the watch strap, I never really cared for these like auto adjust straps, these stainless steel pinch straps or stretchy straps, whatever they're called. Because if you have any sort of hair on your arm, which I do have quite a bit, it just rips it out. Just rips it all out. It's probably one of the most painful experiences anyone will ever have. They say childbirth is probably pretty bad, but there's two things women will never feel that a man feels all the time. That is, when you go to the movie theater, you put your arm around that girl. When that arm falls asleep and the blood comes back to it, that is excruciating. It's excruciating. And then, of course, this little pinch of the arm. oh god, it just rips out all the hair and it hurts really bad. But I'll change out the strap here with this nice little racing leather strap for that. Actually, I got this a pretty good deal on it. He was wanting 15 for it, but for some reason, I guess because I was being nice to him, he gave me it for 10. Because I didn't actually buy this time in the Pasadena flea market, but just to give you a little bit of an idea of the spectrum of stuff you can actually buy there. This is a pretty good deal on it, actually. I think I paid 25 for both posters is what I paid. It's this really old print from, I guess, obviously communist China. I find art of that time period kind of interesting just because how bold the colors are and how like their mindset was, and it's like the art itself really does reflect the propaganda and the ideas of that time period. It's just really cool. I just appreciate the art standpoint. Here's the other one. Sorry if you can't hear me that much. My dog's playing with the bone right now. He's kind of my living drunk roommate. This is the other one. It's kind of cool. You can see the paper's very old and all that stuff, but as far as conditioning goes, it's pretty cool because you can see all the little details there. How the blacks and reds, they really just pop. Yeah, I really appreciate art. So I just showed you my rubberized canvas backpack I had, but next to it, I actually bought this. It's called the Swiss Salt and Pepper. Swiss Salt and Pepper backpack. As you can see, it's got like that canvas, salt and pepper looking sort of grain on it. Some leather, brown leather, all that stuff. These are nice backpacks, to be honest. Like, I highly recommend, if you can find one of these for a decent price, get one. Typically, people try to sell them for about $100 or $200, something crazy like that. Of course, this isn't the highest end version of it. This is more like a foldable rucksack because it doesn't have the lumbar support and it doesn't have the internal frame in it. This is, it's compressible. So I appreciate this for a modern day backpack to be used. You can see here, it was actually made in 1958. It's got the stamp right there for that. I mean, it's a good backpack. I highly recommend it. It's very spacious. I mean, obviously the material itself is really cool. It's just like a specific style. Like all military things, they don't really go out of style. They just get better with age. But like I said, a lot of people like to sell these for a lot of money. I actually saw another one similar to this one. Some guy I asked him how much it was. He wanted to sell it to me for $150, which it's a fair price for one. But is it a fair price for me? I don't think so. So I was walking around one specific aisle. This older lady was sitting there, and she had like some old 1950s bowling stuff, and she had a bunch of random stuff. She had a lot of random stuff at her shop. But I saw this there, and I looked at the price tag, and right here on the price tag, I don't know if you can see that, it says $35. $35. So I picked it up and immediately just walked over and said, I'm buying this from you right now. And I didn't haggle with her or anything like that because I know how much this backpack is worth itself. So I didn't want to knock down the price at all. I wanted to keep it up higher so that way it's just me being ethical, I guess, or just respect. Just because she selling this at a fair price, I want to make sure she always gets what she wants for whatever she's selling, so that way she'll come back and sell some more cool stuff whenever she finds it. I think that's about it. That's pretty much all I bought this time. I mean, I usually stick to 4 or 5 items or something like that because, like I said, if you wanted to, you could spend so much money there and have so much stuff. Because there's vendors there who will have racks of like clearance racks of like $5 for this pile only, $1 for this pile. A friend of mine who goes with me sometimes, she always finds so much awesome stuff. Because I guess as a woman, not being sexist or anything like that, but as a woman, there's a lot more women's clothes in this world, so that way I guess the supply is so high that the demand, it will never exceed the supply, so the price of most women's stuff is pretty affordable. yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff there. Like I said, you can find succulents, you can find vases, you can find old furniture, you can find antique things, you can find mid-century furniture, you can find probably find love of your life there if you wanted to. So yeah, thank you all for sticking with me this long. For you, for those of you who haven't fallen asleep yet, thank you for sticking along with me to I don't know, just have an adventure, I guess. Just like I said, this is the first video I've done for Up Cultured. I want to do some more exploration of different things, maybe like, you know, just events in Los Angeles, or just like conversation with people, historical things, anything I find interesting. I just want to share with you guys, because this world is a big place, but YouTube makes it smaller, and it's going to make it a great community, I think. If you guys have any comments or anything you want to say in the bottom, feel free to do so. Like, please keep it clean. Yeah.